Someone you love has two friends who are curious about. Don't scroll, listen to this, because the moment your eyes touched these words something in your chest shifted, and that's not an accident. This message is for you. Your heart needs this right now, so take a breath and let the noise fall away, because the universe is speaking softly but clearly. There is someone you love, someone your spirit recognizes even when your mind tries to stay logical, and around them there are two friends who have become quietly, undeniably curious, and listen to this, don't scroll, their curiosity isn't random, it isn't casual, it's energetic, it's the kind of curiosity that awakens when light enters a room and people don't know why they're looking but they can't look away. Your heart needs this right now because you've felt it. Maybe as a subtle tension, maybe as a sudden thought that wasn't yours, maybe as a moment where your intuition whispered, pay attention, and you didn't know why. Listen to this, don't scroll. Those two friends didn't wake up one day deciding to notice you, their souls were nudged, stirred by something they felt through the person you love, because real connections ripple outward, they don't stay contained, and when a bond is aligned, others feel it even if no one speaks it out loud. This message is for you, your heart needs this right now, because the curiosity you sense isn't about competition, not yet, it's about recognition, about energy brushing up against energy and asking questions without words. Listen to this, the universe has been dropping signs around you, repeating numbers catching your eye at strange moments. 222 when you think about partnership, 333 when you feel watched over, 444 when protection wraps around you without effort, and don't scroll, because those numbers aren't coincidence, they're confirmations that you're not imagining what you feel. Your heart needs this right now because curiosity often arrives before clarity, and these two friends are standing at the edge of awareness, noticing how the person you love lights up differently, grows quieter at times, becomes more reflective, more guarded, more thoughtful, and listen to this, don't scroll, they are asking questions internally they haven't voiced yet, like, what changed, who shifted them, why does their energy feel different, and your presence, even when you're not physically there, is the answer echoing in the background. This message is for you, because your energy carries a signature, and once someone senses it, they can't unknow it. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now. These two friends aren't necessarily plotting or intending anything yet, but curiosity is the doorway through which intention eventually walks, and the universe is making you aware now not to scare you, but to ground you. Don't scroll, because grounding is protection. The person you love feels this shift too, even if they can't name it, they sense eyes watching more closely, conversations pausing when they enter a room, subtle changes in tone, and listen to this, don't scroll, that awareness is making them more protective of what they feel for you, more careful with their words, more conscious of boundaries they didn't realize they needed before. Your heart needs this right now because protection doesn't always look like action, sometimes it looks like silence, like pulling energy inward, like holding something sacred closer to the chest. Listen to this, the universe is asking you not to react, not to spiral, not to assume the worst, because what's being revealed is power, not threat. This message is for you, because curiosity around you is proof of influence, proof that your presence matters beyond what's visible. Don't scroll, because influence without effort is a sign of alignment. Your heart needs this right now because aligned souls don't chase attention, attention finds them. Listen to this, the two friends are watching not just you, but how the person you love changes when your name is mentioned, how their posture shifts, how their voice softens or tightens, and don't scroll, because those reactions are louder than words. The universe is highlighting this moment because awareness precedes choice, and choices are forming quietly behind the scenes. Your heart needs this right now because you've been sensing a buildup, a feeling like something is approaching but not yet visible. And listen to this, don't scroll, that feeling is timing compressing, angel numbers, synchronicities, sudden memories, all aligning to tell you the same thing. Stay calm, stay sovereign, stay in your center. This message is for you because the universe doesn't warn the unprotected, it informs the prepared. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now. Curiosity does not mean loss, curiosity means exposure, and exposure often strengthens what is real. The person you love is being asked, energetically, to recognize what matters, to choose what feels true, to protect what is meaningful, and don't scroll, because that process has already begun. You may feel moments of heightened intuition, moments where you suddenly know when to pull back or lean into yourself, and listen to this, don't scroll, that's guidance sharpening. This message is for you, because you are not meant to compete, compare, or confront, you are meant to be, and being is the most magnetic state there is. Your heart needs this right now because stillness confuses curiosity that isn't aligned and clarifies intentions that are. Listen to this, the universe is watching how you respond internally, not externally, because your internal response sets the tone for what unfolds next. Don't scroll, because what's coming depends on your steadiness now. This is the part where you breathe, where you trust your intuition, where you let your light remain calm and unbothered, because calm is unshakable power. Your heart needs this right now, because curiosity will either fade or transform into respect, and respect always follows authenticity. Listen to this, the signs you're seeing aren't about fear, they're about awareness, and awareness is the highest form of protection. Don't scroll, because this message arrived now to anchor you before anything else shifts. The universe is saying, stay grounded, stay observant, stay aligned, because the story around you is moving, and you are not on the sidelines, you are at the center of it, whether others realize it yet or not. Don't scroll, stay right here with me, because if you made it to this part, it means your intuition already knows there's more beneath the surface, and this message is for you. Your heart needs this right now, so slow your breath and let your body settle, because what the universe is revealing next is deeper, quieter, and more powerful than curiosity alone. Listen to this, don't scroll, those two friends are no longer just observing, their curiosity has shifted into awareness, and awareness is the moment when energy starts asking questions it can't unfeel. You may not see it, you may not hear it directly, but conversations have already happened in subtle ways, pauses that lasted a second too long, glances exchanged, questions asked casually that carried hidden weight. And your heart needs this right now because energy always moves before words do. Listen to this. The universe has been letting you feel little nudges, moments where you suddenly felt watched energetically, moments where you felt the need to protect your peace, moments where you felt your intuition say, stay centered, and don't scroll, because those nudges weren't paranoia, they were preparation. This message is for you because preparation is how the universe protects what's aligned. Listen to this. These two friends are curious not because they want what's yours, but because your presence has disrupted something familiar in their world, and disruption always draws attention. Your heart needs this right now because when a soul connection is real, it changes group dynamics, it shifts loyalty lines, it exposes emotional truths people didn't know they were avoiding. Listen to this, don't scroll. The person you love feels this more than anyone. They feel the subtle tension, the unspoken curiosity, the way energy shifts when your name is brought up or when your absence is noticed, and your heart needs this right now because that awareness is waking something protective inside them. Listen to this. Protection doesn't always show up as confrontation. Sometimes it shows up as distance, boundaries, silence, or emotional withdrawal from people who feel off. And don't scroll, because that's already happening. The universe is guiding the person you love to become more discerning, more intentional, more aware of who has access to their inner world, and your heart needs this right now because discernment is a sign of growth. Listen to this. Angel numbers have been appearing around you more frequently lately, maybe 333 reminding you to trust your intuition, 555 signaling change in dynamics, 111 showing you that new awareness is opening, and don't scroll, because these signs are aligning you with calm instead of fear. This message is for you because fear clouds perception, but calm sharpens it. Listen to this. Those two friends are feeling something they don't fully understand yet, a pull toward the energy around the person you love, and because your connection is part of that energy, curiosity naturally follows. But your heart needs this right now because curiosity without alignment cannot sustain itself. Listen to this. The universe is reminding you that not everyone who looks at your light is meant to touch it. And don't scroll, because that truth protects your peace. The person you love is beginning to notice patterns, noticing who asks questions, who lingers, who listens a little too closely. And your heart needs this right now because awareness is becoming mutual. Listen to this. The universe doesn't expose things to cause anxiety. It exposes them so you don't have to guess. Don't scroll, because guessing drains energy, while knowing restores it. Your heart needs this right now because you are being invited into a place of quiet confidence, not reaction. Listen to this. Those two friends are curious about the shift in the person you love, not just about you, but about how your presence changed their priorities, their emotional depth, their self-awareness, and don't scroll, because that kind of change is impossible to hide. This message is for you because you didn't have to try to influence anything. Your authenticity did the work for you. Listen to this. Curiosity often intensifies right before clarity, and clarity is coming for everyone involved. Your heart needs this right now because clarity separates intention from illusion. Listen to this. The universe is asking you to remain observant, not guarded, aware but not tense, open but not exposed, and don't scroll, because balance is your shield right now. The person you love is beginning to draw emotional boundaries without even realizing it, choosing privacy over sharing, depth over surface-level interaction, and your heart needs this right now because those choices are guided. Listen to this. You may feel moments where your intuition tells you to pull back from explaining yourself, from oversharing, from seeking reassurance, and don't scroll, because silence at this stage is wisdom, not avoidance. This message is for you because your silence carries clarity. Listen to this. The universe is slowly revealing who respects the connection and who is merely curious about it, and your heart needs this right now because respect always reveals itself through behavior. Listen to this. Curiosity that isn't aligned eventually becomes uncomfortable, and people either retreat or expose their intentions. And don't scroll, because either outcome works in your favor. Your heart needs this right now because what is truly meant for you cannot be confused by outside interest. Listen to this. The person you love is being asked to choose discernment over familiarity, alignment over convenience, and don't scroll, because that choice is unfolding now. This message is for you because you don't need to interfere, you don't need to prove anything. You don't need to assert your place, your energy has already done that. Listen to this. The universe is saying, remain steady, remain kind, remain grounded, because curiosity fades when it meets unshakable calm. Your heart needs this right now because calm is authority without force. listen to this. There may be moments when you feel emotional waves that don't belong to you, and don't scroll, because that's the energetic field recalibrating. This message is for you because recalibration always precedes resolution. Listen to this. The story is still unfolding, layers are still being revealed, and awareness is still expanding, but you are not behind, you are exactly where you need to be. Don't scroll, because what comes next depends on how grounded you remain now, and the universe is guiding you gently, deliberately, and with intention through every step of this unfolding connection. Don't scroll, stay right here, because if you're hearing this now, it means the universe has decided you're ready for the next layer of truth, and this message is for you. Your heart needs this right now, so let your shoulders relax and let your breath slow, because what's unfolding in this part is subtle but powerful, and it explains why your intuition has been unusually alert lately. Listen to this, don't scroll. The curiosity of those two friends has now crossed into comparison, and comparison always happens when energy recognizes something it doesn't fully understand. They are not just noticing you anymore, they are noticing the difference between how the person you love used to be and who they are becoming, and your heart needs this right now because that difference has your signature written all over it. Listen to this. Conversations around the person you love have shifted in tone, questions are being asked that sound casual but carry emotional weight, like, they seem different lately, or, they're not as open as they used to be, and don't scroll, because those questions are mirrors reflecting your impact. This message is for you because impact doesn't require proximity, it requires alignment. Listen to this. The universe has been placing you in a position of quiet authority, not loud dominance, not confrontation, but calm certainty, and your heart needs this right now because calm authority unsettles curiosity that isn't aligned. Don't scroll, because the two friends are beginning to feel something they can't name, discomfort, not because of you directly, but because your presence has changed emotional access. And people who are used to access notice when it starts to close. Listen to this. The person you love has been instinctively guarding their inner world more carefully, choosing what to share, what to keep sacred, and don't scroll, because that guarding is intentional even if unconscious. Your heart needs this right now because when something is real, it becomes protected naturally. Listen to this, angel numbers have been showing up at moments when you feel the urge to speak less and observe more. Maybe 444 reminding you that you are supported, 555 signaling that dynamics are shifting, 222 calling you back into balance, and don't scroll, because those signs are telling you to trust the process without interfering. This message is for you because interference creates noise, but trust creates clarity. Listen to this. Curiosity often intensifies when access is restricted, and those two friends are sensing that the emotional doorway they once had is narrowing, and your heart needs this right now because narrowing doesn't mean closing, it means discerning. Listen to this. Don't scroll. One of those friends is more curious than the other, drawn not to you specifically but to the effect you've had, wondering how someone could influence without demanding, how someone could shift energy without control, and that curiosity is forcing them to look at themselves. Your heart needs this right now because self-reflection is uncomfortable for those who aren't ready, and discomfort often gets projected outward. Listen to this. The universe is making you aware not so you react, but so you remain anchored. This message is for you because anchoring keeps you above emotional turbulence. Listen to this. The person you love is beginning to feel a subtle sense of loyalty rise within them, not forced, not declared, but felt, a loyalty to what feels true, safe, and grounding. And don't scroll, because loyalty is born in stillness, not pressure. Your heart needs this right now because stillness is your natural state when you trust yourself. Listen to this. Curiosity that isn't aligned starts to feel intrusive over time, and the person you love is noticing that, even if they can't explain why certain interactions suddenly feel draining or unnecessary. And don't scroll, because that noticing is discernment activating. This message is for you because discernment always precedes boundaries. Listen to this. You may feel moments where your intuition tells you not to share certain details, not to explain yourself, not to overclarify, and don't scroll, because that restraint is wisdom, not fear. Your heart needs this right now because wisdom protects energy without confrontation. Listen to this. The universe is gradually separating curiosity from respect, showing who honors the connection and who merely wants access to it. And don't scroll, because that separation is happening naturally, without your effort. This message is for you because effort is not required when alignment is present. Listen to this. Those two friends are starting to sense that whatever is happening between you and the person you love exists on a level they can't interfere with, and that realization brings either retreat or exposure. And your heart needs this right now because both outcomes serve truth. Listen to this. The person you love is becoming more intentional about their energy, choosing where to invest attention, choosing when to disengage, and don't scroll, because intention is the language of maturity. This message is for you because maturity recognizes what's sacred and treats it accordingly. Listen to this. The universe has been preparing you to remain emotionally neutral toward outside curiosity, not cold, not distant, but grounded, because grounded energy doesn't invite chaos. Your heart needs this right now because chaos feeds on reaction. Listen to this. You may notice that your emotional reactions to this situation are softer than you expected, less defensive, less anxious, and don't scroll, because that softness is strength. This message is for you because strength doesn't need to announce itself. Listen to this. Curiosity is reaching its peak right now, and peaks are followed by resolution, one way or another. Your heart needs this right now because resolution always clarifies roles. Listen to this. The universe is quietly asking you to stay observant, stay intuitive, and stay rooted in who you are, because the more you remain centered, the clearer everything becomes. Don't scroll, because clarity is unfolding moment by moment. This message is for you because you are not being tested, you are being positioned. Listen to this. Positioning happens before recognition. Your heart needs this right now because recognition is coming, not from others necessarily, but from the person you love becoming more certain about what matters. Listen to this. As curiosity outside grows louder, truth inside grows stronger, and don't scroll, because that inner strength is what will ultimately shape what happens next. The universe is still moving pieces, still revealing motives, still guiding awareness. And you are not meant to rush the ending. Stay steady, stay aware, stay aligned, because what's unfolding now is not chaos, it's clarification, and you are being guided through it with intention, protection, and calm purpose. Don't scroll, stay right here, because if you've reached this part it means your intuition has been guiding you step by step, and this message is for you. Your heart needs this right now, so breathe and let the moment hold you. Because what the universe is revealing in this phase is about exposure. Not loud exposure, not confrontation, but the kind that happens when truth becomes too visible to ignore. Listen to this. Don't scroll. The curiosity of those two friends has now reached a point where masks begin to slip, where subtle intentions start revealing themselves through behavior, tone, timing, and energy. And your heart needs this right now because you've been sensing something shift without having proof. Listen to this. One of them is beginning to ask questions that go just a little too far, questions that seem innocent but carry undertones, questions about you, about your energy, about how long you've been around, about what the person you love sees in you. And don't scroll, because curiosity that lingers this long is no longer neutral. This message is for you because awareness is arriving before action. And that is divine protection. Listen to this. The other friend is quieter, more observant, watching how the first behaves, watching how the person you love responds, and your heart needs this right now because silence often reveals more than words. Listen to this. The person you love is starting to feel a clear internal signal. Certain conversations feel intrusive, certain questions feel unnecessary, certain energies feel misaligned. And don't scroll, because that signal is discernment sharpening. Your heart needs this right now because discernment doesn't come from fear, it comes from clarity. Listen to this. Angel numbers have been showing up at moments when you feel the urge to protect your peace without explanation. 444 reminding you that you are divinely supported. 7 hours 77 minutes signaling spiritual truth rising. 555 pointing to a shift in dynamics. And don't scroll, because these signs are guiding you to stay calm rather than reactive. This message is for you because calm is the language of confidence. Listen to this. The universe is showing you that curiosity reaches its peak right before it collapses into either retreat or exposure, and your heart needs this right now because you are approaching that turning point. Listen to this. One of the two friends is beginning to feel internally unsettled, not because of you personally, but because your presence has disrupted an old sense of access, and disruption creates discomfort for those who are used to emotional proximity without boundaries. Don't scroll, because boundaries are forming now without drama. Your heart needs this right now because boundaries don't need announcements. They announce themselves through consistency. Listen to this. The person you love is becoming increasingly selective with their energy, choosing privacy over explanation, depth over surface talk. And don't scroll, because selectivity is a sign of emotional maturity. This message is for you because maturity protects what's sacred. Listen to this. Curiosity that isn't aligned begins to feel heavy, awkward, even embarrassing over time. And your heart needs this right now because you don't need to defend yourself against something that will naturally burn out. Listen to this. The universe is orchestrating moments where truth quietly surfaces. A poorly timed comment, a question asked too quickly, a reaction that doesn't match the situation. And don't scroll, because these moments are revealing intentions without accusation. This message is for you because truth does its own work. Listen to this. You may feel moments where your intuition tells you to step back energetically, not to withdraw emotionally, but to remain neutral, observant, and steady. And don't scroll, because neutrality keeps you out of emotional crossfire. Your heart needs this right now because emotional crossfire belongs to those who aren't grounded. Listen to this. The person you love is noticing how peaceful things feel when certain people aren't around, how clarity returns in quiet moments, how grounded they feel when they don't overshare. And don't scroll, because those realizations are shaping behavior. This message is for you because behavior reveals allegiance. Listen to this. One of the two friends is starting to test boundaries subtly, perhaps through humor, sarcasm, or probing questions, and your heart needs this right now because testing is a sign of insecurity, not power. Listen to this. Don't scroll. You are not meant to respond, correct, or explain, because your silence at this stage is clarity, not avoidance. This message is for you because silence allows truth to speak louder than defense. Listen to this. The universe is reminding you that what is divinely aligned cannot be accessed through curiosity alone. It requires respect, and respect cannot be faked for long. Your heart needs this right now because respect always reveals itself through restraint. Listen to this. The person you love is becoming more confident in their internal compass, trusting how something feels rather than how it looks, and don't scroll, because feeling is the language of the soul. This message is for you because your connection exists on a soul level, not a social one. Listen to this. Curiosity from others is beginning to feel irrelevant to you, not because it's gone, but because your energy is rising above it, and your heart needs this right now because elevation dissolves interference. Listen to this. Angel numbers may be appearing when you choose peace over reaction, when you stop replaying scenarios in your mind, when you decide to trust the unfolding, and don't scroll, because that's confirmation you're aligned. This message is for you because alignment neutralizes outside noise. Listen to this. The two friends are approaching a moment where they must either respect the boundary forming or expose their intentions more clearly, and your heart needs this right now because either outcome works in your favor. Listen to this. The universe doesn't protect by hiding truth, it protects by revealing it at the right time. Don't scroll, because timing is everything. Your heart needs this right now because nothing is being taken from you. Everything is being clarified. Listen to this. The person you love is beginning to feel a deeper sense of loyalty, not declared, not dramatic, but internal. A loyalty to what feels calm, honest, and real, and don't scroll, because loyalty formed this way is unshakable. This message is for you because you didn't demand loyalty, you inspired it through presence. Listen to this. Curiosity around you is starting to lose its grip, not because it disappears overnight, but because it can't compete with grounded truth. And your heart needs this right now because grounded truth doesn't react, it remains. Listen to this. You may feel a growing sense of emotional safety within yourself, less urge to monitor, less urge to anticipate, and don't scroll, because that safety is your power returning. This message is for you because when your power returns inward, outside energy loses influence. Listen to this. The universe is asking you to stay observant, stay kind, stay centered, because the story is still moving, motives are still revealing themselves, and clarity is still settling into place. Don't scroll, because what happens next will feel quieter on the outside but louder on the inside. And you are being guided to trust that quiet, because quiet is where truth finishes its work. Don't scroll. Stay right here with me, because if you've reached this part it means your spirit is calm enough to receive the deeper layer of what's unfolding, and this message is for you. Your heart needs this right now, so take a slow breath and let your chest soften, because what the universe is revealing now is not about curiosity anymore, it's about realization. Listen to this. Don't scroll. The two friends have reached a moment where their curiosity has forced them to confront something uncomfortable within themselves, something they didn't plan to face, and that discomfort is beginning to show in subtle but undeniable ways. One of them is starting to pull back emotionally, not because they lost interest, but because awareness has arrived and with it the understanding that they are standing near something sacred, something that doesn't belong to them. And your heart needs this right now because respect often arrives after curiosity exhausts itself. Listen to this. The other friend is responding differently, becoming quieter, more guarded, more observant, because they sense a line they shouldn't cross, and don't scroll, because sensing a line is the beginning of restraint. This message is for you because restraint is how the universe protects what is aligned without conflict. Listen to this. The person you love is now fully aware of the energy around them, not just noticing but choosing what conversations to engage in, choosing what information to share, choosing who gets access to their inner world, and your heart needs this right now because choice is where power lives. Listen to this, don't scroll. You may have felt a subtle emotional shift recently, like a weight lifting from your chest, like the tension you didn't know you were holding has started to loosen, and that's not coincidence, that's alignment stabilizing. This message is for you because when clarity settles, the nervous system relaxes. Listen to this, the universe has been guiding you to trust your intuition without second-guessing it, to stop looking for external confirmation of what you already feel internally, and don't scroll, because your intuition has been accurate all along. Your heart needs this right now because doubt was never about your perception, it was about timing. Listen to this, the two friends are beginning to realize that whatever exists between you and the person you love operates on a level they cannot influence, and that realization brings either humility or distance, both of which serve you. Don't scroll, because humility dissolves interference and distance removes it. This message is for you because you don't need to win a position that was never up for debate. Listen to this, angel numbers may be appearing when you feel most at peace, not when you're anxious. 6 hours 66 minutes reminding you to return to balance. 7 hours 77 minutes affirming spiritual truth, 8 hours 88 minutes signaling energetic authority, and don't scroll, because these signs are anchoring you into self-trust. Your heart needs this right now because self-trust quiets external noise. Listen to this, the universe is asking you to stay grounded in the present moment, not to replay scenarios, not to imagine outcomes, but to remain steady in who you are, because steadiness is magnetic. Don't scroll, because magnetic energy doesn't chase, it attracts. This message is for you because attraction rooted in calm cannot be disrupted by curiosity. Listen to this, the person you love is now actively protecting their peace, not defensively, but intentionally, choosing simplicity over complexity, authenticity over explanation, and your heart needs this right now because simplicity reveals truth. Listen to this, the two friends are feeling the shift, noticing how conversations end sooner, how emotional access feels limited, how the atmosphere has changed, and don't scroll, because atmosphere always reflects internal alignment. This message is for you because you are not responsible for managing anyone else's reactions. Listen to this, the universe has been reminding you that your role is not to confront, clarify, or compete. Your role is to remain, to stay rooted in your truth, and don't scroll, because remaining is power. Your heart needs this right now because power that doesn't announce itself cannot be challenged. Listen to this, curiosity has now reached its natural conclusion, and conclusions don't always arrive with drama, sometimes they arrive with quiet acceptance, with people stepping back, with energy settling into its rightful place, and don't scroll, because that's what's happening now. This message is for you because peace is returning to the dynamic. Listen to this, you may notice that you feel less inclined to check, to wonder, to analyze, and don't scroll, because detachment is not indifference, it's trust. Your heart needs this right now because trust stabilizes emotional ground. Listen to this, the universe has been preparing you to receive clarity without needing validation, to feel secure without reassurance, and don't scroll, because security is an inside job. This message is for you because once security is internal, external curiosity loses influence. Listen to this, the person you love is now acting from a place of inner alignment rather than social pressure, choosing what feels right rather than what looks acceptable, and don't scroll, because alignment always wins quietly. Your heart needs this right now because quiet victories last longer. Listen to this, one of the two friends is beginning to redirect their attention elsewhere, not because they were rejected, but because the energy no longer invites curiosity, and don't scroll, because energy always sets boundaries before words do. this message is for you because your energy has done exactly what it was meant to do. Listen to this, the other friend is holding a new respect, no longer curious but aware, no longer probing but observing from a distance, and your heart needs this right now because respect creates space. Listen to this, the universe is affirming that what is meant for you cannot be confused, diluted, or disrupted by outside attention, and don't scroll, because that truth is settling now. This message is for you because you are not in competition with anyone, you are in alignment with yourself. Listen to this, you may feel a growing sense of emotional sovereignty, like you are fully in your body again, no longer scanning for threats, no longer bracing for shifts, and don't scroll, because sovereignty is the foundation of peace. Your heart needs this right now because peace is not passive, it's powerful. Listen to this, the curiosity that once felt heavy is losing its charge, not because it disappeared, but because it no longer has access to your emotional field, and don't scroll, because access is earned through alignment. This message is for you because alignment has chosen you. Listen to this, the universe is still guiding the story forward, still moving pieces gently into place, but the tension that once surrounded you is dissolving into clarity, and your heart needs this right now because clarity feels like exhale. Don't scroll, because the next phase will feel quieter, steadier, more grounded, and that's how you'll know things are settling into truth, exactly as they were meant to. Don't scroll, stay right here, because if you've reached this part it means your spirit is steady enough to witness what happens after realization, and this message is for you. Your heart needs this right now, so take a deep breath and let it out slowly, because what the universe is revealing in this phase is about realignment, the moment when everything subtly shifts back into its rightful order. Listen to this, don't scroll, the curiosity that once felt heavy has now turned inward for everyone involved, and that inward turn is powerful, because it forces honesty without confrontation. The two friends are no longer focused on you the way they were before, not because you disappeared, but because the energy around the situation has clarified its boundaries. And your heart needs this right now because clarity removes confusion without conflict. Listen to this, one of those friends has begun to emotionally disengage, redirecting attention elsewhere, because their spirit recognizes that what exists around you and the person you love is not accessible to them, and don't scroll, because recognition always precedes release. This message is for you because release is not loss, it's resolution. Listen to this, the other friend is experiencing something different, a quiet respect settling in, an unspoken understanding that certain connections are sacred and not meant to be explored casually, and your heart needs this right now because respect stabilizes energy. Listen to this, the person you love is now moving with greater intentionality, not reacting to outside curiosity, not explaining themselves, but simply being, and don't scroll, because being is the most powerful form of alignment. Your heart needs this right now because alignment doesn't announce itself, it settles. Listen to this, the universe has been guiding all of you through this without drama, without confrontation, without loss, because what's real doesn't need chaos to be confirmed. Don't scroll, because this phase is quieter by design. Your heart needs this right now because quiet phases are where foundations are strengthened. Listen to this, you may have noticed a shift within yourself too, a feeling of emotional sovereignty returning, like you're no longer scanning for subtle threats, no longer bracing for tension, and don't scroll, because that's your nervous system recognizing safety. This message is for you because safety is a sign of alignment. Listen to this, angel numbers may be appearing now in calmer moments rather than anxious ones, 6 hours 66 minutes reminding you to return to balance, 8 hours 88 minutes signaling energetic authority and self-worth, 9 hours 99 minutes marking the closing of a karmic loop, and don't scroll, because these signs are affirming completion. Your heart needs this right now because completion creates space for truth to breathe. Listen to this, the universe is gently closing the chapter of outside curiosity, not with finality, but with irrelevance, and that's the most peaceful ending there is. Don't scroll, because irrelevance is freedom. Your heart needs this right now because freedom feels like lightness after tension. Listen to this, the person you love is feeling that lightness too, sensing that the atmosphere around them has changed, that conversations feel simpler, that emotional access feels cleaner, and don't scroll, because simplicity is alignment expressed. This message is for you because alignment doesn't complicate, it clarifies. Listen to this, the two friends are no longer asking questions, no longer observing closely, because the energy no longer invites it, and your heart needs this right now because invitation is energetic, not verbal. Listen to this, the universe is showing you that you didn't have to do anything to protect your place, your presence did that for you, and don't scroll, because that truth is important to anchor. This message is for you because your worth was never dependent on vigilance, it was inherent. Listen to this, you may feel a new sense of calm confidence, not arrogance, not detachment, but a grounded knowing that what is meant for you is stable, and don't scroll, because stability is the language of security. Your heart needs this right now because security quiets fear. Listen to this, the person you love is now operating from that same quiet certainty, no longer influenced by outside opinions or curiosity, choosing what feels true rather than what feels socially comfortable, and don't scroll, because that choice strengthens bonds. This message is for you because bonds formed in truth don't fracture under pressure. Listen to this, the universe is reminding you that curiosity from others was never a threat, it was a test of steadiness, and you passed it by remaining grounded, intuitive, and self-honoring. Don't scroll, because that matters. Your heart needs this right now because passing tests doesn't always look dramatic, sometimes it looks like staying calm when you could have panicked. Listen to this, the energy around you is now cleaner, less crowded, less noisy, and don't scroll, because clean energy allows deeper connection. This message is for you because depth thrives in simplicity. Listen to this, you may notice that your intuition feels sharper but quieter now, like it doesn't need to shout to be heard, and don't scroll, because that's mastery. Your heart needs this right now because mastery is calm awareness. Listen to this, the universe is still guiding the story forward, but it's doing so from a place of stability rather than tension, alignment rather than curiosity, and don't scroll, because that shift is intentional. This message is for you because stability allows truth to move forward without resistance. Listen to this, the person you love is becoming more present, more grounded, more sure of themselves, and don't scroll, because presence is the foundation of meaningful connection. Your heart needs this right now because meaningful connection doesn't compete with outside noise, it outgrows it. Listen to this, the two friends have now stepped fully into the background energetically, not as villains, not as obstacles, but as part of a lesson that has completed its purpose, and don't scroll, because lessons don't linger once learned. This message is for you because you are no longer in the lesson phase. You are in the integration phase. Listen to this, integration feels like peace returning to places that once felt alert, like exhaling after holding your breath without realizing it, and don't scroll, because that exhale is your confirmation. Your heart needs this right now because confirmation doesn't always come through words, it comes through feeling. Listen to this, the universe is anchoring you into trust now, trust in yourself, trust in your intuition, trust in the unfolding, and don't scroll, because trust is the bridge between awareness and fulfillment. This message is for you because fulfillment doesn't arrive through vigilance, it arrives through alignment. Listen to this. You may feel less inclined to revisit the past moments of tension, less inclined to analyze what could have happened, and don't scroll, because that's release completing. Your heart needs this right now because release makes room for presence. Listen to this. The story hasn't ended, but this chapter has settled, and the energy moving forward will feel calmer, clearer, and more intentional. And don't scroll, because that's how you'll know things are aligning as they should. This message is for you because you are being guided not into drama, but into depth, not into competition, but into clarity, and not into fear, but into a grounded, steady unfolding that honors who you are and what you bring simply by being you. Don't scroll, stay right here with me, because if you've arrived at this final part, it means your spirit has stayed present through every shift, every layer, every quiet realization, and this message is for you. Your heart needs this right now, so take a slow, grounding breath and let the moment settle into your body, because what the universe is revealing now is not about curiosity, not about awareness, not even about protection anymore, it's about integration. The moment when everything that was learned, felt, and revealed finally finds its rightful place. Listen to this, don't scroll, the energy around you has changed because you have changed, not by becoming harder, colder, or guarded, but by becoming rooted, centered, and sovereign, and that shift has quietly rewritten the entire dynamic. The two friends who once carried curiosity now barely register in your emotional field, not because they vanished, but because relevance has dissolved, and your heart needs this right now because irrelevance is the cleanest form of closure. Listen to this, the person you love is now moving through life with a deeper sense of clarity, not questioning their instincts, not scanning the room for validation, but trusting the internal compass that has been recalibrated through this entire experience. And don't scroll, because that trust is everything. Your heart needs this right now because trust is the foundation of safety, and safety is what allows real connection to breathe. Listen to this, angel numbers may still appear, but now they feel like gentle affirmations rather than urgent signals. 111 reminding you that alignment is active, 444 confirming protection, 9 hours 99 minutes signaling a cycle fully completed, and don't scroll, because those numbers are no longer warnings or nudges, they're acknowledgments. This message is for you because acknowledgement feels like peace settling into the body. Listen to this, you may notice that your thoughts no longer spiral the way they once did, that you're not replaying conversations, not scanning for hidden meanings, not bracing for shifts, and don't scroll, because that calm is earned. Your heart needs this right now because calm doesn't come from control, it comes from trust in yourself. Listen to this, the universe has guided you to this point not by removing challenges, but by strengthening your inner ground, so that when challenges pass through, they didn't take residence. And don't scroll, because that strength is permanent. This message is for you because permanence lives in integration, not reaction. Listen to this, the person you love feels this steadiness too, feels how grounded the energy between you is now, how uncomplicated it feels, how natural. And don't scroll, because simplicity is the clearest sign of alignment. Your heart needs this right now because what's aligned doesn't need constant maintenance, it sustains itself. Listen to this, the curiosity that once felt heavy now feels distant, like a chapter you remember without emotional charge. And don't scroll, because neutrality is the sign that healing has completed. This message is for you because healing doesn't announce itself, it shows up as quiet normalcy. Listen to this, The universe is reminding you that you didn't lose anything during this process. You gained clarity, self-trust, emotional authority, and don't scroll, because authority rooted in calm cannot be shaken. Your heart needs this right now because you are no longer reacting to the environment is responding to you. Listen to this. You may feel more present in your body, more anchored in your daily life, less pulled into imagined futures or replayed pasts, and don't scroll, because presence is where power lives. This message is for you because presence dissolves fear. Listen to this. The person you love is now able to meet you from a place of grounded awareness rather than confusion, because confusion has burned itself out through exposure. And don't scroll, because clarity doesn't need to prove itself. Your heart needs this right now because clarity feels like relief. Listen to this. The universe has completed a lesson cycle here, one that taught you the difference between vigilance and intuition, between reaction and awareness, between curiosity and respect, and don't scroll, because those distinctions are now embodied knowledge. This message is for you because embodied knowledge changes how you move through every relationship, not just this one. Listen to this. You may notice that your emotional boundaries feel natural now, not forced, not defensive, and don't scroll, because natural boundaries are the healthiest kind. Your heart needs this right now because healthy boundaries invite deeper connection, not distance. Listen to this. The energy between you and the person you love feels quieter but stronger, less dramatic but more stable, and don't scroll, because stability is often mistaken for boredom when someone is used to chaos, but you know better now. This message is for you because you've grown beyond needing intensity to feel connection. Listen to this. The universe is affirming that what is meant for you does not require constant monitoring, constant defense, or constant effort, and don't scroll, because ease is a sign of alignment. Your heart needs this right now because ease allows joy to return. Listen to this. You may feel moments of gratitude without a specific reason, moments where your chest feels open, your breath feels fuller, and don't scroll, because gratitude often arrives when integration completes. This message is for you because completion feels like exhale. Listen to this. The two friends who once occupied space in your awareness are now simply part of the background of a lesson learned, and don't scroll, because lessons don't follow you once they've done their work. Your heart needs this right now because you are no longer in that lesson, you are living the result. Listen to this. The universe is still moving forward, still unfolding life in ways you can't yet see, but it's doing so from a foundation of stability rather than tension, and don't scroll, because that's how you know you're aligned. This message is for you because alignment doesn't feel urgent, it feels steady. Listen to this. You are not waiting anymore, you are standing in your truth, your worth, your intuition, and don't scroll, because that stance changes everything. Your heart needs this right now because standing doesn't require force, it requires presence. Listen to this. The person you love feels that presence, feels the difference between who you were when uncertainty ruled and who you are now that clarity has settled, and don't scroll, because growth is visible even when it's quiet. This message is for you because quiet growth lasts. Listen to this. The universe is gently closing this chapter not with a slammed door, but with a sense of completion that feels almost anticlimactic in the best way, and don't scroll, because peace often feels subtle after intensity. Your heart needs this right now because subtle peace is sustainable. Listen to this. You don't need to revisit the past moments of curiosity, you don't need to analyze what could have gone wrong, and don't scroll, because integration has already done that work for you. This message is for you because you are free to move forward without carrying residue. Listen to this. The energy around you is clean, your intuition is clear, your heart is steady, and don't scroll. Because that is the state from which the universe builds what's next. Your heart needs this right now because you are no longer being prepared, you are being trusted. Listen to this. Trust feels like calm confidence, like grounded openness, like knowing you can handle whatever unfolds next, and don't scroll, because that knowing is your confirmation. This message is for you because you didn't just witness a shift, you became the shift, and everything moving forward will meet you from that level of clarity, strength, and quiet alignment.